Since this is National Poetry Month, I want to begin the month, yes, I know we're a day late, with a discussion of his sonnet. Now, I plan on every day, or as much as possible, discussing one form or another of poetry. Today I'm going to discuss the sonnet, because it's a classical form that most people are somewhat familiar with, in part due to having to read Shakespeare. So, there are three main forms of the sonnet. One is the Petrarchan sonnet, or the Italian. That's one of the oldest and most original forms of the sonnet. The next is Shakespearean, or also called English sonnet, and there's a variation of that called the Spenserian sonnet. Obviously, the Shakespearean one is named after William Shakespeare, and the Spenserian one is named after Edmund Spenser. Now, the main difference between these is the rhyme scheme and where the stanzas are broken and where the turn is. Now, a turn is a turn. It's like a change in direction in the poem. In the Petrarchan sonnet, it was set up as a problem and a resolution, and the turn is what leads from the problem into the resolution. So, the Petrarchan sonnet is an octave, or 2 quatrains, 8 lines in total, followed by a sestet, which is 6 lines. So 14 lines all told. The octave presents the problem, and the sestet presents the resolution. The turn is in the 9th line, the first line of the sestet. And the rhyme scheme is ABBA, ABBA, and then there are 2 main variations for the sestet: CDE, CDE, or CDC, CDC. So, Shakespearean gets rid of the problem resolution formal thing, but it still has a turn, something that changes how you are viewing the situation of the poem. And it has a different rhyme scheme. The rhyme scheme for Shakespearean is A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, G, G. It's also 3 quatrains plus a couplet. It's still 14 lines, but instead of an octave and a sestet, is 3 4-line sections followed by a couplet. And the turn is in the couplet. Now, the Spenserian sonnet is A, B, A, B, B, C, B, C, C, D, C, D, E, E. It's basically the same as a Shakespearean, except that it uses a more a rhyme scheme that's more reminiscent of Italian, like the terza rima, which is an interlocking rhyme scheme. If you notice, the 2nd and 4th line of the first quatrain are rhymed with the 1st and 3rd lines of the 2nd quatrain, and the 2nd and 4th lines of those are rhymed with the 1st and 3rd of the last quatrain. So each quatrain interlocks with the previous one, or each one interlocks with the succeeding one, depending on how you want to look at it. And then, again, the couplet rhymes with itself. So, There's much more to it if you want to look it up. Wikipedia has an excellent article on it, discussing much more and discussing some more modern and experimental forms such as word sonnets. So feel free to go look that up. I may put a link to it in the notes below the video. So have a great day and write some poetry.